Welcome to this AI strategy plan. Thank you for all your amazing feedback during our last conversation. I've listed some key action points here, and you'll be pleased to see them implemented throughout this presentation. A reminder, we looked so far at the problem students were facing, long wait times for answers to their queries. We shortlisted some use cases, and after a lengthy evaluation process, super excited to announce the AI bot that's going to help with both student services and academic support. Now, it's important that we focus on UNSW's AI ambition and that everything we do here today aligns with this. And it's to remove unnecessary complexities, feel empowered for staff and students, and to act ethically along the way. Today, we're going to look at value proposition, then the human-AI connection, followed by a roadmap, then a discussion about responsible and sustainable AI, and then we'll conclude with some next steps. I've listed the hard and soft returns here, as well as the hard investments and soft investments. And you'll see once again, it's aligned with the AI ambition. Things like the soft return of staff being able to focus on high value, judgment-based support. This means they're going to feel more empowered to make meaningful impact with students' lives, instead of just being tied up with boring, repetitive administrative tasks. I've put dollar values next to all these. Now, it's interesting to see the payback period is going to be after only half a year. And even though it's not about making money, it's just to show about the cost savings and the value on efficiency that we're going to be seeing with the implementing of this bot. I gave a real example here of a student, what they would see in the past when they applied for a program transfer, for example. A notification is going to take up to 20 working days. Imagine how they feel. But all of a sudden, they submit in the bot their request, and hey presto, an instant outcome. Night and day difference. Instant real value. So it's going to be a bot that's actually a React agent. It's a step up from the LLM, where they're going to be making decisions. But as you can see here, we will have human interaction in the way of audits, but a lot more as well. When we roll out the bot, it's really important that we have it meeting all these metrics here. It's no good sending it out there to be used, and it doesn't even know the whole rules. For example, understanding the system here, deadlines. It needs to know the basics. But there's a lot more too that we have to make sure each of these are ticked off. Things like making sure it knows to explain the outcomes to the student, telling them why they were unsuccessful with the application. We're going to be working in fusion teams, so I'm really excited about it. It's a way of staff and students and AI all working together to improve everything. Especially in the circle space here, it's where that's mutually beneficial, and we're going to talk about that right now. We're going to create this loop between the student, staff, and the bot. Staff are going to be able to rate AI responses, provide their knowledge to the bot. Students are going to be providing feedback. They're going to be submitting questions. That's going to be making the bot grow as well. And the bot, of course, is going to feed the students and staff with connecting dots we wouldn't see otherwise, or flagging inconsistencies across teams. I wanted to list some of the things that we're not going to automate. Things that are like high emotional interactions to do with mental health, or high stakes situations where students facing deportation with a visa issue. So these are still going to be delivered 100% by humans, but it might be identified still by the AI and referred to us to begin with. We looked at the ethical risks, guardrails, and action that needs to take place. As you can see, for example, one might be privacy concerns is a major one actually for UNSW. and we're going to make sure that it's secure and safe by doing actions like minimizing data stored and redact sensitive information automatically. So the roadmap's going to look like this. We're going to have a team that's hub-based, and the hub will have the IT services, systems teams, the AI governance responsible team as well. But they'll have the little modules that then will look after their little areas of expertise within the bot. So there'll be a team, for example, student services, who are experts at credit assessment. They'll be helping to monitor the credit RPL assessment side of the bot. Now, timeline for the next couple of years. So we're looking at, first of all, forming the team we just talked about, the hub. We'll be developing a team culture and putting guardrails in place. Looking to launch in June 2027. And then I'm excited in the future, we'll look at adding additional agents along the way so they can all interact with each other and grow UNSW's AI ambition. Now, how we're going to be judging our performance along the way, we're throwing out some of the old technical terms. It's kind of getting in the way. We want to have something that is real, something that executives understand, and something that is very tangible, measurable. You know, how much time do we save the student this week? How much time do we save the staff? And you can see a few examples here on the right-hand side. So I've plotted here UNSW's AI systems and tools principles on the top of the page. And at the bottom, I've listed AI Australian ethical principles. And you can see UNSW is doing a really good job of making sure that they've ticked off the different areas within the principles. So as long as we follow UNSW's principles, I think we also would be following the Australian principles as well. And I want to be really reinforce on this page here that these are non-negotiables, but they are adaptable because climate does change. So we might strengthen some areas, or some might adapt a little bit over time and add different parameters. We're also going to be putting these into the plan. It's not an afterthought. It's something that is going to be on our minds whenever we make a decision. A quick note on sovereignty. UNSW does have a policy that I've listed here that the data has to be stored in Australia. There's some pros and cons to that, but I'm quite hopeful with the next slide of what we might be able to do in the space. UNSW is in a unique situation here when we can actually change the landscape in Australia of AI data. We have the technology, we have the research, we have the students, the pipeline of STEAM students who can help build an infrastructure in Australia. So I am hopeful that things are going to improve with the help from UNSW itself. So we'll watch this space. Okay. So I wanted to do a quick pause right now and just summarize what we're up to show you why this is an amazing idea. Okay. First of all, we're going through a little filter here. Okay. We started off with, let's see if this actually does solve a problem. Okay. And it is clear that students, you saw, waiting up to 20 days for an answer, need some help. Okay. And it is a priority. It's urgent. Okay. But thankfully, this is quite a quick fix. Okay. It's in line with the AI ambition, which is to remove complexity. Tick. Okay. Empowers people. And as we've talked about, it's ethically sound with our guardrails put in place. Third, I've done a whole risk portfolio in our last presentation, and things looking pretty good. There's two main areas of concern around data security and regulation with data, but we've got guardrails in place to help mitigate any issues there. And then lastly, I've made a justification for it financially, as you've seen, and also because of our maturity level, we do have the resources available in staff and infrastructure to see this project out. Okay, next, I wanted to look at a gap we needed to close because there is a cultural challenge at UNSW. It's a very, it's an old building. old institution, people have been working for a long time, and there will be a little bit of pushback. I've highlighted in yellow the ones I think will be particularly relevant to UNSW. But I also got some good solutions there on the right-hand side. So, like on the top, for example, we look at people have fear about job displacement or lack of visibility, or maybe ambiguity about the new roles. But on the right-hand side, if we put them from their module into the hub itself, whether it's working physically with the hub in a shared workspace or having a one day every fortnight where they get to work alongside them, I think that might ease some of the anxiety that we'll be seeing. And similarly down the bottom, some of these issues when they're worried about AI replacing humans, will help explain to them how the loop feature works, and they are an integral part of the AI. And just in summary, I wanted to leave you with these 3 points moving forward, okay? We need to make sure that we use our AI ambition as the North Star. Everything has to be focused towards the 3 things UNSW is trying to achieve with the ambition. Secondly, that we're going to be using a fusion team approach with AI students and staff working towards this together. And lastly, we're inbuilding guardrails to make sure we're acting ethically all along the way. Putting these 3 things together, it's going to be a sustainable, successful project. Thank you so much for your time.